Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Bubba and Bobbie Show. I guess that's what we're calling it, babe, right? I mean,
Bubba and Bobbie Show.
It's the Bubba's Garage TV. Guys, if you are watching the replay, do me a favor, guys. Definitely check out our website at BubbasGarageTv and subscribe to our podcast where you'll get latest and updates there. And if you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, please subscribe, guys. Your support truly means a lot. If you have a problem hearing me or any of that kind of stuff, definitely let me know. Bobbie and I are running some different mic setups today. We're running our XLR setup, and we haven't had a lot of opportunities to play with it. So if it is difficult to hear, please do so. Guys, today we're kind of changing things up a little bit. Honestly, it's been a really busy week. It's been really rough. We got Memorial Day coming up here really soon, and so we're kind of taking a slight break. I don't know. Is it really going to be a break?
I don't know that I'd necessarily call it a break. It's more like slow down for a little bit, and just take some time for Memorial Day.
Yeah, I kind of like your term. You said slow down. We have been running 90 miles a minute for several. Well, actually, probably about 6 weeks now. 18-hour days. We're kind of exhausted, so we're going to take a little bit of time out this Memorial Day. We're going to observe Memorial Day. Baby, tell us a little bit about Memorial Day. You know, I get confused, and it's not really, I don't get confused. I actually know what I'm talking about. The problem is I've seen people on Facebook, man, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. They'll start doing the whole thank you for your service and stuff like that on Memorial Day. And I respect it, but I kind of got mixed feelings about it, babe.
Yeah, that's actually, interesting because a lot of people do actually reach out and say thank you for your service on Memorial Day, and like you, I do respect that, but on Memorial Day, and that's kind of where my terminology came up, where just kind of slow down and remember Memorial Day, because Memorial Day is actually meant to remember those servicemen and women who've lost their life in the line of duty. They gave that ultimate sacrifice when in any situation. So, when it comes to, saying thank you for your service, I'm sure nobody's going to sit there and shun you for it or look down their nose. But, the true meaning behind Memorial Day is just taking that little bit of time and remembering those people who have lost their lives in service.
Yeah, amen. And that's what we're going to do, guys. So, again, I greatly apologize. But if you have any questions or comments that you would like to share with us, please do so there in the comments, both on Facebook as well as YouTube. We'd be glad to answer them. And if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, we'd love to jump on that as well. But that's kind of what we're doing right here on Bubba's Garage. This up and coming weekend is currently Friday. So we're going to do that Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We're going to show our respect, take some time, slow down a little bit. And, that's kind of, it's just, we're tired. So we're taking a break. And so I greatly apologize. Now, we probably will do some projects from, around. Now, the question is, will I record them? I'm not really sure. I mean, we still got that galley thing going on.
And we have to put down the platform for the bed. Yeah, we still have a few projects going on. We're going to finish up the spice rack. We're going to do a little bit more painting on that and get that installed.
Oh, did you guys see that in my last video? I think so. I was doing the TCAM update for Todd, and I actually did some painting. I don't know what color that is. It's like a what is that dreamsicle thing? It's like a orange, but not really an orange.
It's almost like a pastel pumpkin orange.
Yeah. So Shelby's going to do something really special for me on that here. I'm hoping over the break, but we'll see for sure. So Farm Boy.
Hey, says, Farm Boy.
Yeah. Man. So, hey guy, hope you're doing really well. So if you guys haven't checked out Farm Boy's Garage, do me a favor. He's posted right there on the video, Farm Boy 30117 on YouTube. Guys, he's doing this whole farmhouse renovation project. It's pretty impressive. It's like been doing a lot of work, and honestly, I'm not sure how you do it, buddy. It's fixing to get hot out there in Georgia, and that house is going to be steaming. But he's made some phenomenal progress. Do me a favor, jump on YouTube, check him out, let him know that Bubba sent you. He's some really good peeps, and we enjoy following him right here on Bubba's Garage TV. So, yeah, that's kind of our plan. Honestly, I'm not really sure if we're going to do the spice rack install or not this weekend, but maybe Shelby's going to make a change to it, and then we'll go from there. But, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, if I feel like it and I'm comfortable, then great. But we kind of need a little bit of rest, too. So we'll see where that takes us. Farm Boy says it's been a lot of work. I've seen it. It is a lot of work. Yeah, I see that you finally got the siding on it. And honestly, I'm pretty sure you might be a little bit further along than that at this point in time, because as we know, everything that we do right here on YouTube takes a little while. I mean, not only it takes forever when you're recording a video, am I right?
Right.
But once you get the video recorded, you have to produce the video and the content, and that takes a lot of time. So I'm pretty sure you're a little bit further along. I can't wait to see what happens with that bathroom. I'm kind of taking some pointers from you, because I got some modifications that we want to make right here to the house. But I'm kind of scared and intimidated on taking on some of those projects myself, just because I may not be able to dry it in. And we're talking about the back patio. Bobbie, you know what I'm talking about, babe. So, and we're going to knock out the windows on the back patio and put in some French doors on both sides.
Putting double French doors.
Yep. Corey says it's going to be an easy project and it's no big deal. But I know how those headers are built. We had this house built, and I'm going to tell you right now, those headers aren't built the way I wanted them to be built. So I'm a little...
Honestly, I think I'm intimidated to go ahead and say we're going to do this, because of, it seems like it could be pretty easy, but if you don't know what you're doing, you can create an even bigger problem.
Yeah. So I'm a little paranoid about jumping on that project, but I got a couple of other household projects to take care of. As you guys know, we have our big, huge 110, 120 gallon saltwater fish aquarium. So we're going to be hooking up an RO system for that probably this weekend. If not, we'll come up with a design plan for it. And Corey's going to help us wire. He's going to help us do the plumbing and stuff like that for that RO system. So I'm kind of excited about that. We've been planning that for a little while. And if you guys follow us right here on YouTube, you look back at some of our really, really old videos. Guys, you know how I've been topping off that saltwater aquarium? I've been filling up 1 gallon
jug by jug
from an RO system out in my storage shed. And man, I'll tell you, when you run about 6 gallons a week, it kind of gets old after a while. So I'm kind of hoping this is going to pan out, but we'll see. We'll see.
I definitely got my fingers crossed, because it'd make it a lot easier to maintain it and keep everything going.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Foreign Boy says it takes a while to do a bath. I say maybe get an engineer involved in your header issue. Yeah, I agree with that. That is a major structural component of the house. And at that point in time, I kind of get a little leery of things. So it's something I want to do, but I'm not sure. It's really tough. It's really tough. I'm not sure when I want to tackle it. I'm kind of,
We've actually been talking about doing that pretty much since we've had the house built. It's just it's not going to be an easy project. And if, like I said, if you don't know what you're doing, or you miss something in actually doing the install or taking the windows out, then you can create an even bigger problem that I don't know that I want to be playing around with.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in it whatsoever. Farboy says the aquarium is a labor of love. You're absolutely correct. I mean, it is a lot of maintenance, and you got to like it. I'm just excited Shelby is the one who feeds them.
Yeah, we actually got some new little fishies in there now, so it's really exciting to get it up and running again.
Yeah, one less thing I have to add on my task list, and that is feeding the fish. Shelby is pretty good at making sure they are fed. So we're currently running, babe. What are we running? Two. What are they called? They're the fishies from the movie. What is it called?
Oh, the
Clownfish.
Nemos. The
The,
Nemos.
yeah, two clownfish, four different types of damsel, two different types of damsels. We got two of each.
Two of each kind, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. We need to get some what is it, crabs and snails in there.
Snails.
Yeah,
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 get those in there and get it cleaning up really good.
yeah,
It's really exciting just to see it all coming back together and, seeing some fishies floating around in there again.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks really, really good. So I kind of hope to get some Jeep projects in the near future. But as you guys know, if you followed us on our previous live streams, I'm kind of reserved spending too much money right now, just with the economy and things the way that they are. I'm just not sure how things are going to pan out. So I don't want to just dump a lot of money into mods and things like that on my Jeep because I'm not really sure exactly what's going to happen. Now, just as a heads up for those that do not know, we have postponed our trip for 2 months around the United States. We still are planning it. We are considering taking the trip backwards, just as a heads up. Instead of heading out East Coast and then north, just shy of Canada, and then back out west and coming down the Rockies, we're actually thinking about hitting the West first.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
right now, just from what I've seen, state parks, national forests, stuff like that, everything is still kind of sketchy. Things are kind of starting to open up a little bit,
Yeah.
but we don't want to put ourselves in a predicament where we start on the east side going up, and then next thing you know, we don't have a place to boondock or camp. And
Yeah.
heading west would probably be a little bit safer because now you're looking at also BLM land and stuff like that that might be more readily available.
Yeah, a little bit more dispersed, right? The
Right.
East Coast, anything and everything. Don't get me wrong; they're still opening up, but most of the stuff that I'm hearing about over there on the East Coast is still a little sketchy, nonetheless. And we just don't want to get us, ourselves into a predicament where we're in lockdown in a different state or a different county or things like that. So,
Yeah, because
um,
I was just reading the other day about Kentucky. Kentucky released that their state parks are starting to open up on June 1st, which is great, but there's no camping until June 11th. So, depending on how everything
yeah,
goes, they're still being leery about opening up for camping and stuff like that. So, it's a
yeah.
little sketchy.
And on that, it takes a full day to get out of the state of Texas. We have the rig, we have it set up so we can boondock or camp or any of that kind of stuff now. And we probably are going to end up having a camp in the backyard to test that out, by the way.
Yeah,
Um,
actually.
yeah. And so getting out of the state of Texas is the biggest challenge. Farm Boy says down here, let me switch real quick, says that we're lucky to have a little bit of diversity here in Texas. And it is good and it's bad at the same time because yeah, like Bobby had mentioned just shortly ago, the state parks are open, but you can't stay overnight. So that's a little bit of a bummer. And like I said, it takes 12 hours, actually a little longer than 12
A
hours
little
to get out
longer
of
than that.
Texas.
Yeah, a little longer
We're
than that depending on what way you go.
yeah, we're in the center, so it's a long drive. You definitely need a car in Texas. Um,
Yes.
so Farm Boy says over here, he says, I like those door straps that y'all make. Thank you so much,
Thank
Farm Boy.
you.
Truly means a lot. Bobby and her team works really hard to produce the products that we offer on BubbasGarageTv, as well as the other products that we offer on our other websites. The team has done a phenomenal job during the COVID endemic. How do you say that? Is it a
Pandemic.
pandemic? I call it a panda. It's the same thing. And they're completely working fully remote, which is phenomenal. So if you're a manufacturing company out there and you want to know how to do it right, talk to Bobby because she'll definitely keep you straight. Farm Boy, if you had a Jeep, we would send some to you. But I hear, rumor has it, you traded it in for a Chevrolet. He's got quite a few Chevrolets out there on the farm, though. And honestly,
Yeah.
he's got a nice farm. I need to go. Hey, we need a boondock out at your farm when we're passing through the east. Yeah. So, guys, again, if you haven't checked out Farm Boy, do me a favor. Definitely check him out on YouTube. Again, that is Farm Boy 30117 or Farm Boy's Garage. Phenomenal peeps. We've been following each other for many years right here on Bubba's Garage. So,
Well,
go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Well, going back to our project stuff that we have going on, and, I think we both agree that we want to be really, you know, reserved on how much money we spend on modifications. But we also do have some Jeep projects that we have lined out that it won't cost a lot of money. We have some projects that we're looking at. We've been
Yeah.
trying to make time for on TJ for a while now, and maybe now we can actually start getting some of those projects done.
Yeah, that's very true. I need to drop that transmission pan over there on Jeep Wrangler TJ, the TJ project, or Jeep Junior as we call it here, primarily because, well, we got a filter problem. The transmission is leaking a little bit, and I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. But the first time I started up and run it, that transmission will shift like really sloppy. Top it off with tranny fluid, maybe over top it, and everything's fine. So I'm pretty much going to drop that whole thing, put in a whole new filter, clean all the fluids out, and then put in an entire just reseal it and everything. So I'm hoping that's gonna help things. I'm not really sure. Farm Boy says you're welcome to Boondock. Honestly, I never thought about this before, but I definitely might reach out when the time gets a little closer to for us to depart, because I'm really not sure what the world's doing, and we're trying to stay as dispersed as possible and maintain our distance. But man, it's kind of scary. I'm afraid that I'm going to have to quarantine every time I cross a state line or get in a different city or different county. So
And
we
some places actually are still doing that. Even though things are opening up, a lot of places are still requiring quarantines from certain areas. And Farm Boy actually said right before that, one day we'll be able to remember when COVID happened. I hope
yeah
it doesn't take too long. Yeah, I think a lot of people hope it doesn't take too long. And absolutely, give it,
yeah
5, 10, 15, 20 years, your kids and stuff like that are going to
it's
be, I remember when that happened.
yeah it's going to be depression in their days, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we definitely may reach out. I mean, things are definitely changing. Plans are definitely changing. We were actually scheduled to head out in a couple of weeks, but that has changed. We're postponing things for 2 to 3 months. We'll see where that takes us, but that is the hope. Jeffrey says, "How is the AEV Lift doing on the 2017?" I got a couple of things I want to mention about that. Actually, I'm glad you brought it up. I need to do a video on that relatively soon. So here's the thing. If you followed our Big Van adventure, I believe it was Old Ore Road. Is that
Old
right?
Ore Road, yeah. I think it
Yeah.
was on Old Ore Road.
Yeah. Bubba pulled a Bubba. I mean, I'm just being honest. Bubba pulled a Bubba and didn't install those brake line extension brackets. That probably was a bad idea. Don't ever let that happen. Get your brake
Yeah,
line.
that was really scary.
Yeah, it was a little sketchy. But outside of that, that was above a mistake. I've been really happy with it, honestly. When I first installed it, it was pretty stiff. It was a little rough, and but it still felt better than stock, like you wouldn't believe. After running it for a really long time, and we put thousands of miles on it since then. We did that huge Big Bend trip, etc. And since then, it's funny because I feel like it's kind of broke in. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that rake is still there. I didn't do a leveling kit on it, so that rake is still there, but it rides so much better than it did the day I installed it. And don't get me wrong on that, Jeff. I don't want to, Jeffrey. I don't know if you want to be called Jeff, so I greatly apologize. Don't take that the wrong way. I mean, when I first installed it, it was still a great ride. Um, I think if I had to make a couple of recommendations, and I'm going to tell you this, this is probably the first time I've mentioned all of this. So this is the live stream it'll be announced on. We haven't done a video on it yet, but we installed the Dual Sport XT, the 2.5, I believe it is. I wished I
Yeah.
would have with a 3.5, just because Old Ore Road in Big Bend is not that complicated. It's not, and that extra ground clearance would have been beneficial. Number one, that's number one. Number two, the XT kit. What is it? A couple of things, and I'm going to do my best to say this correctly. So I apologize if I get it wrong, but the what is it? The front extension, so that sway bar link. You got to install brackets on it to be able to use your stock sway bar end links. I wasn't happy with that at all. And honestly, for $35 and a set of rugged ridge sway bar end links, you can eliminate that entire bracketry kit that they sent. And keep in mind that bracket that they sent with that kit that goes on the front of that thing, that bracket for that sway bar end link is heavy duty. And for $35, if they could have thrown in a rough country set, a sway bar end links, that's less hardware, the whole 9 yards. In fact, for that matter, add you some quick disconnects on that thing at the same time, and the next thing you know, you got an entire dropping sway bar. So, I'm a little disappointed in that.
And like you said about those brackets, the brake line brackets that came with the kit were actually really, really hokey. I mean, it was just
Pointless.
we that's why we didn't install them. We decided to wait and get some other brackets for the extension.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another set of brackets that if they would have just upgraded a little bit, get a better set to put in that kit, it would have been so much better.
Yeah, the brake line extension brackets were pretty much pointless, and I get it. You're gonna have to cut it and all that, but I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I'm just being honest with you, and I'm real. I mean, we don't do a lot of rock crawling and stuff like that right here in Bubba's Garage. You've seen our videos. We like to travel overland. We like to take the path less traveled,
but on that path, sometimes you might need that little bit.
Yeah, you need a little bit of extra ground clearance and things like that, and you pay premium money for an AEV lift, right? So those little things, I mean, come on. I mean, we did the video right here on our YouTube channel where we replaced the brake line brackets with some from Summit. I believe Quadratech also sells a pair that are a little bit different, and they're just risers. They're just extension brackets that require no cutting, no modification, just rebolting. Those things were $20. And then now you're talking about sway bar end links. I mean, sway bar end links are $30. I mean, so you mean to tell me for an extra $50 on a lift kit that is one of the higher end pricing lift kits? Honestly, I'm a little disappointed in that. But bottom line, Jeffrey, it is a phenomenal lift. I'm very happy with it. I would definitely pick AEV again. But I also look, we own several businesses right here in Bubba's Garage. And I'll tell you what, I just feel like for $50, you're pinching pennies. And why not offer the quality that your customers are paying for? That's
and honestly, for how much it does cost, I was expecting it to, those brackets, especially speaking, in more specific terms, I was expecting the whole kit to be phenomenal kit, and seeing the way those brackets turned out, it was kind of disappointing, because it doesn't take much more to make those components better to make it a perfect kit.
Right. And that brings a question. I haven't done any research in a really long time, but I wonder if the 3.5-inch dual sport has any of that stuff, or did they replace them? I almost feel like they'd have to, or the brackets would be much bigger.
Yeah.
So I'd be really curious. And Jeffrey, if you're looking at the AEV lift kits, definitely keep us posted. I'd love to hear what route you end up taking, whether it's AEV or another vendor. I've been happy with AEV. I mean, keep in mind the 2017 is a winter edition, so it comes with a few AEV components as it sits. But I've been happy with most of the AEV components, and there's a few things with AEV that I'd still like to buy. I just have a hard time buying it until I need it, is the thing. I want to, they have that, what is it? The fuel caddy that mounts to the back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the swing arm that mounts to that. And if you have that AEV bumper, the rear bumper, they actually have 2 water cans that actually go into the rear. We have that. We don't have the water cans, but we have that bumper. So I'm those are little things that I'd like to buy, but they ain't cheap. They ain't cheap, and I'm Bubba. So,
we've actually talked quite a bit about the fuel caddy that goes behind the spare tire, because finding a way to carry extra fuel on a Jeep is it's a migraine waiting to happen.
Don't get me on that topic. You want to get me on carrying fuel on a Jeep Wrangler? Let me tell you something. So, yeah, look, I'm a Bubba, right? So we got to mow the lawn, and, you go out to your property, you got to carry your chainsaws and all this kind of stuff. Man, let me tell you something. We're firm believer in the Roto-Pax gas cans. They hold up really good. You could drive over them. We beat them to crap, but mounting those on the Jeep has been nothing but a nightmare. We have an entire playlist on YouTube dedicated to the Roto-Pax mounting nightmare.
And a while ago, we actually found that Roto-Pax came out with their own
Oh,
mounting bracket
on
made
the back.
specifically for the Jeep, and we were just all kinds of excited. It was a financially reasonable cost, and
Oh, it's dirt cheap.
it was you can actually mount 2 on it, so now you can carry 4 to 6 gallons of gas on it. It was gonna be a perfect setup. But man,
Hmm.
I'll tell you what, that bracket, the build quality on it was extremely disappointing. Extremely disappointing.
Yeah, it was dirt cheap, and I'm still running it today. And if you follow us on YouTube, you've probably seen the videos where I've cut it and I've added some extensions to it and re-welded it just to make it more sturdy. When we hit that whole the what is it, Big Bend trip, man, that thing rattled like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, it did.
It's constantly doing this in the back fin, so like it's trying to swim or something. I mean, think it's a mermaid. I don't know, but it just aggravated the crap out of me. But one day we're going to find the right solution. But here's the thing: most of the solutions that I found to carry Roto-Pax on the Jeep Wrangler, constantly, successfully, and every single day, are in the upwards of about $1,000 to do it right. And I don't
Easy.
need that. I don't need 90% of the equipment that's required for that. So we're probably going to end up doing something with a goby rack on top and putting a couple of mounts up there. But we use fuel all the time. I mean, we top off tanks for lawnmowers and things like that. I mean, you still got a life, right?
And we did do that complicated setup on the Altitude where
Oh,
we actually bought the swing out gate where you can attach 2 Roto-Pax to the inside of it, so it kinda smashed into the back of the Jeep to keep them protected.
yeah.
And, that was not only painstaking to actually put on because
Drilling holes.
you're drilling holes all in your Jeep,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
also it was a little disappointing because of some of the factors that came into it, like, when you open that back gate, it wouldn't let you open your tailgate 100%
Yeah.
because it would
Well,
catch. So even though there's more complicated, doesn't mean that it's gonna be a better solution.
right, but that's kind of my point is carrying Roto-Pack successfully, and that was a pretty good Roto-Pack carry option, was about $1,000. And yeah, no. So one day we're gonna solve that right here on Bubba's Garage. Do me a favor, definitely subscribe if you haven't already, because we're gonna find a great solution to that. And if not, we'll build it ourselves. And next thing you know, it'll be listed on our website at BubbasGarageTv. So
Never
Jeffrey,
know.
you're very welcome, sir. Hopefully that helps out. And again, that's just our honest opinion, opinion on how the AEV is working out for us. Been very, very happy with it. I probably should have went the 3.5, and I think that might be an upgrade option in the very near future. Now, something else, Jeffrey, I'll just note to you. We did also install the geometry correction brackets. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff on the forums. We follow a lot of Wrangler forums out there. And some people they'll buy the lift kit and they don't install the geometry correction brackets. Now, we installed the geometry correction brackets day one. So just a heads up, we did not test the vehicle without those brackets. We installed them day one. Now, something to note about those geometry brackets is they will work on both the 2.5 and 3.5 AEV lifts. So that's beneficial if you decide to upgrade later. And we got a couple of Jeeps here, so if I upgrade, then I can just move the rest of the Black Bear, and then she'll still want my wheels and tires. So
Yeah.
see how that ends up. Vicky says hello, Vicky. Thanks for joining us right here on Bubba's Garage. I don't know if you guys know, but this is like our umpteenth. What video is this? This is like our 8th, 9th, maybe our
Something like
9th
that.
live stream. We like to do these a little bit more often. We're doing these every Friday on YouTube at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. But we're also trying to do one at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time on our Facebook page. The topics are generally different, just in case there's something that you like on Facebook, you can jump on there. And YouTube is a little bit different as well. So, if that's, if you don't like the topic on YouTube, jump on Facebook. And in the end, you can definitely get the podcast at Google Podcast. We're still working on our approvals from iHeartRadio as well as iTunes. So definitely check that out. Hey, Brandy, Joe Mama, evening. How are you? Yeah, Joe's been following us a long time right here on YouTube. And Joe, we that truly means a lot. Thank you so much for all your support. It really matters. I know a lot of people don't understand that. I mean, when you follow folks on YouTube, we become friends, we become family. And if you haven't already, do me a favor, click the subscribe button, because it does mean a lot to us. Guys, I mean, if you do videos out here, and I'm going to jump over here real fast from Joe Mama to Chris, because he does videos too, and has done videos in the past. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of effort that goes into those videos. And so when you click that subscribe button, you click the like button, it actually does make a difference, whether you think it does or not. It truly does.
Absolutely.
It truly does. Hey, Chris, nice to see you here. Didn't know you were in Denver. It's funny.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw, excuse me, I saw something on the news, and I think it's fake, about the whole mail thing. They closed down the mail out there in Colorado. But there's no way. I don't believe that. I guess they got a couple of COVID cases over at the main distribution center in there. I don't know. Chris, let me know if you have any insight on that. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, I'd kind of find that a little hard to believe, but right now you never know, right?
Yeah, well, I really don't believe it. I really don't. But, I guess it could be true. Cassie says, hello, Bubba. Hi, Cassie. I hope you're doing well. And more importantly, I hope you're staying safe. The world is a little bit crazy, and everything's opening back up, though. I mean,
I know that's the crazy thing, is everything's opening back up, but all of the guidelines that have been set out for opening haven't even been met yet. It's really crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so numbers are going up, but we're open for business. But look, I respect it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a little scared. We talked about this on a couple of our other videos, so definitely check those out, our live streams. It is scary, but you got to understand the economy's got to keep turning, whether we like it or not. You still got to get paid. So I mean, our businesses here, they've had an impact, but they're moving along. I mean, I mentioned earlier in this stream, Bobbie and her team did a phenomenal job setting everything up remote. So I'm very impressed, honestly, with how well that has turned out. But the thing is there's still going to be an impact, right? I mean, there's going to be some pitfalls. Cassie says, I'm doing great. How are y'all? Cassie, we're doing really good. And we started this video as a Q&A live stream just because we didn't want to focus on any one particular topic. But in the end, Bobbie and I have been working about 18 hours a day, maybe 12 to 18. We'll call it that, because it's been about 2 days a week. We've been working up 18 hours a day. And we're kind of burnt out. So we're just kind of chillaxing. We're going to chillax a little bit over the next couple of days. We're closing down Monday. Orders will continue shipping out on Tuesdays. So, guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but every single order that ships out of BubbasGarageTv, every single order that we ship out, I sign every single one of those. Every single one. And that's a lot. That is a lot.
That's a lot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I want to do that. I think it means a lot to me personally that you guys take the time to order or purchase our products. So I will be continuing to sign every single one of those orders as long as I can until my arm falls off. So thanks again. We're talking about support and small companies and things like that. Your support truly matters, and I want you to know that we really do appreciate it. If you tag us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, typically I will take those and I will reshare those for everyone else to see. So definitely feel free to do that. But Cassie, yeah, we're doing great. Just tired. we're just a little tired, I mean, that's about it. Brandy says, yep, as you can see, the more they open, more cases. It's just got worse. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, and Joe Mama says Florida is opening back up. Traffic was a bear this afternoon. And, that really kind of surprises me because of how bad everything got over in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, they were closing down beaches and everything like that. So that actually really surprises me that they're opening everything back up like that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk on this topic with Joe real quick, and then I'm gonna jump over to Farm Boy here. So Florida is opening back up, and the traffic had a major traffic jam, and things like that. Well, I just heard up in Michigan, they had a dam that busted up there in Michigan that flooded half the major interstates between Detroit and up and even further past that, past Midland, Detroit, all the way up, right? I
Yeah,
mean, it's crazy.
it was central Michigan. Yeah, there was a major dam that actually broke
Yeah,
down and it flooded to the point that they were projecting that most of central Michigan was going to be under something like 9 feet of water for a
yeah,
while. And
yep.
on top of that, they're fixing to get slammed with some storms over the next 4 or 5 days. So, definitely keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
They're getting a lot of unusual rain up there. And guys, keep in mind about that area up in that area just south of Canada. That's about the area north that we're talking about hitting for our around the United States trip. So it's crazy. It's definitely crazy out there. I'm going to call this out, guys. So I greatly apologize, but I'm going to call this out right now. Farm Boy, do me a favor. Reach out, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to send you one of these. We're going to send it to you. So reach out. I may even have your address still. I'm going to send you a BG hat. We'll hook you up, brother. I really appreciate it. Again, Farm Boys Garage has been following us for a really long time right here on YouTube. Reach out. We'll hook you up. We'll get you taken care of. Cassie says, thanks, y'all. Be safe. Hey, you too, Cassie. Whatever you do, stay 6 foot apart. That means all dating aspects, 6 feet apart. Do live streams or what is it now? They do WebExes and Zooms for dating now? So just make sure you maintain that distance. All right. Stay safe for sure. Stay safe for sure. Joe Mama says, first time I've been fishing in 2 months. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. We're kind of feeling a little bit like that. We've been cooped up for a while. We had a lot of plans and plans are kind of changing a little bit. So yeah, we're just doing the best we can with what we got, right? I mean, that's what Bubba's Garage is all about, so we're trying, we're just doing the best we can. So Vicky says, yeah, Dr. Burks, is that how you said it? Dr. Burks says, go out this weekend to the beaches, golf, etc. Just use social distancing. Really, at the beach, it's not going to happen. Well, I mean, the beach is pretty big. Can't you stay away from people at the beach?
Yeah, as long as you're aware, of who's around you, it's a matter of being respectful to the other people that are there too. Don't go and sit in the sand right next to where somebody else is. It's share the beach. Let's share the beach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think her point is this. I mean, because to get to the beach, you got to travel. I mean, keep in mind, guys, we're talking about Texas. If you're in Texas, to get to the beach, it's going to take you a day, unless you live really close to the beach. But yeah, so getting to the beach is one thing, but everything in between is kind of sketchy. So I get that. I respect that. Joe says gas for the boat was cheap. Man, no kidding. Gas for the boat was cheap.
I know, right? I haven't seen gas prices this low in decades.
Yeah. I mean, it's been crazy. And you know what, Joe? You're probably gonna slap me for this one, man. Check this out. I have not put gas in my Jeep in 2 months. 2 months. And how much gas them Jeeps use, right? They use a ton of gas.
I'm only putting a tank of gas in probably about once a month now. And it used to be I was filling up like once every week and a half to 2 weeks. So do the math here.
Yeah, we're not filling up very often at all. Chris says, as a father of daughters, that 6 foot rule is a good thing. Hey, man, you and I know exactly what I'm talking about. I said the same thing when we did our live stream on the whole everybody's in lockdown. I'm like, yep, that works for me. I'm not complaining. Gives me more time, So I totally agree with you.
Joe Mama says, my wife says she's going to strap on a hula hoop for social distancing at the Walmart. Okay. That is a whole nother subject. That's a whole nother subject. A lot of people have actually been getting very creative with different ways of having that social distancing aspect around them. I mean, all the way from different hats that have stuff coming off from them to T-shirts that say 6 feet away. I mean, it's crazy how so many people are getting creative with that kind of thing.
But I like the hula hoop idea, though.
That's actually, I haven't heard that one yet.
That's great idea. It's a phenomenal idea, Joe. I want that on video. And in the end, that's what I mean. That should be the new norm. You should wear. Hey, One of those, I've seen them. What do you call them? Where you put this suit on and it's got the big ring around it.
Yeah, like the clown suits.
Yeah,
the clown suits.
yeah.
Yeah.
They might have to make the doors a little wider, but yeah, it's social distancing right there. I love it. So let's see here. Joe says social distancing is just using common sense and being responsible. Yeah, it's training society a little bit to use common sense, and I think that's the biggest problem. Is society? Not everybody in society uses common sense to every aspect, and so it's kind of getting back to that. We should have all been washing our hands every time. I mean, does a 5-second rule still apply? That's a great question. When you drop your steak on the ground, will the 5-second rules? I got news for you. If
I don't know.
It will apply. I'm just saying.
I don't know. They're saying that the virus can be on your shoes now, so that's a very interesting question, actually.
I don't think they truly know, really. I think, how does history work, right? It's all a matter of learning in time. You see what happens in time, and time will only tell. And do we really have that much time, aka experience, under our belt? No, not at all. We'll figure it out when they tell us we did it wrong. Vicky says, just go out in the middle of the lake and fish. That is social distancing right there.
That's social distancing to the nth degree.
Yeah, but I mean, Joe mentioned earlier he's got a boat. Hey man, just offload that boat, hop in it, and just head out, man. I mean, that should work, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Joe says my gas is going bad in my truck. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. It's been sitting too long. I have to actually get out and start all the vehicles, guys. And we got a bunch of vehicles here. So we have our 3 Jeeps. I just started Junior just this past weekend. But then we also have the Project Runway, and we have the drift car, and then we have the 4-wheeler. I mean, I got batteries dying on everything around here. I'm having a hard time keeping batteries alive. Hey, Kevin, you're never late. You're never late. You're always on time. It's perfect time right here in Bubba's Garage. It's 7:44. Typically, we end these streams about 30 minutes into it. However, tonight we didn't go live on Facebook, just YouTube. So we're kind of keeping them both together. And the topics are pretty much open. So, Kevin, if you have a topic that you want to talk about, shoot a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Says, good idea. A couple of laughs there.
Vicky also says someone had on an inner tube.
Oh, that'll work.
That'll work.
That's social. I like the inner tube thing. Because if somebody gets a little close, they bounce right back.
Bumper cars.
Yeah, I mean, so that works. I mean, I'm game with that. I don't know. I don't like having a lot of stuff on me. The inner tube would probably get in one way. You guys can't tell this right here from this stream, but this whole little area is literally about 2 foot by 4 foot. And this is actually where I work every day, all day, believe it or not. So it's not actually that big. I don't know that an inner tube would work, but then again, I am at home, so I should be okay, right?
Chris also says with the price of steaks, absolutely it applies. Just throw it back on the grill for a couple seconds.
Kidding.
For real. No absolutely.
Kidding. I just heard was it last night, baby? It was last night or the night before. I had a conversation with someone that said that they went out and actually was buying beef, and there was a limit, a 2-pack limit. So we don't buy a lot of beef. We do buy a lot of chicken. So I guess
chicken and turkey. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, chicken's next here in Texas. I don't know if you guys have been following that, but there's 2 different meat packing plants. I don't know if meat packing plants or not, but chicken processing plants here that had major COVID outbreaks. So chicken is coming next, which means I'm going to have to turn into one of those vegetarians. I mean, I love veggies. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love veggies, but we're probably going to have a hard time getting turkey and chicken here really soon. Joe agrees. Yeah. 5-second rule applies at my house. I'm totally
meat ain't cheap for real, though.
Guys, why we have a 5-second rule here at Bubba's Garage? Because if we don't get it, Odie's going to get it. And if you don't know already, Odie is our miniature schnauzer. He will take it first. So if it falls on the floor, heartbeat. Bubba's like, I got it. Yeah. So that's my 5-second rule here. So let's see. Yeah, Vicky says, yes, I really wish people do the rules. It's 20 seconds to wash your hands. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing is like, so we're retraining ourselves. right? I mean,
Yeah.
they were supposed to do it. We're all supposed to do it anyway. We just never did. And now they're just, well, they're emphasizing the rule a little bit more now. And I think
Yeah.
I'm washing my hands a lot more. A
Oh,
lot
yeah.
more.
Yeah, absolutely. She also adds on to that, wash your hands to happy birthday twice. You can use happy birthday or say the ABCs twice.
And
Both of them work.
I, I can't sing and I probably can't complete all of that. So, and I'm very impatient, guys. I like to move forward. I don't like sitting around. So I have a really hard time with that. I mean, I'll do it. Don't get me wrong. I'll do it, but I guarantee I don't hit the time limit. There's no way. So babe, you're going to have to get on to me about that. Cause I'm going to tell you right now, I don't, there's no way.
And that's why I do all the grocery shopping and all the going to the store.
Yeah, because you wear the gloves and you don't scratch your nose. I have this beard problem. I do this. I rub my beard all the time, and I got to quit doing that now because COVID done ruined the beard thing. Built Not Bought TV. Hello from Alabama. Thanks for all the great content you make. Hey, thanks a lot. It looks like you might have a YouTube channel. If you would, let us know in the comments if you have a YouTube channel. We would definitely like to check it out. You're very welcome. We do the best we can with what we have. I mean, guys, for you guys that follow us right here on YouTube, we're not a pro shop. We're mom and pop. It's Bobbie and myself doing the best that we can with what we have. And if you look in the description, 90% of the time, you'll see that little disclaimer at the bottom. We mess it up a lot. We're never going to get it right. But in the end, those are lessons that we learned, and we just try. We're honest, and we just shoot you straight. So you're very welcome. I'd love to hear if you have a YouTube channel. We definitely would like to check that out.
Absolutely. Let's see. Brandy Grimes says we need those bubbles. I'm assuming she's talking about the big plastic bubbles.
Oh,
big plastic bubbles.
I saw somebody actually did. They were on a date. You know, Joe, we were talking about this a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah. About the dating.
And he got into a bubble to go meet his date the first time. Brandy, you're right. We need one of those. we definitely need one of those. So Joe says that's what my garden hose is for, washing off the meat. Yeah, honestly, I don't even use a garden hose. I mean, I don't. I just figured I'd get it too quick. You know, I don't know. I could be wrong, but then again, I don't. I don't know. I mean, if I had an entire steak like land in the dirt, I'd probably use a water hose. I'd definitely use a water hose for sure.
Kevin says San Antonio is about to get hammered this weekend. So much for getting outside this weekend to go camping. Yes, San Antonio is probably going to be one of the, it's a big tourist town here.
Yeah, but Kevin, so I'm gonna ask though, are you talking because there's a big Jeep meetup? Is it actually in San Antonio? Here in Texas, there's a big Jeep. Is it go topless? It's go topless week. So I don't know. I'd be curious, Kevin. Is that what you're talking about? But yeah. They opened everything up now. So what are you going to do at the Riverwalk?
I don't know how they're going to keep social distancing on the Riverwalk. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not a lot of walking room right there on the Riverwalk bank. So I mean, it's going to be interesting, and everything is shops and stuff like that too. So I mean, you go down there on a normal summer weekend, it's already crowded.
Yeah, somebody said, "Sing, I Will Survive." If you want to sing, I will send you a link so you can join in and sing for us. You probably don't want me to sing, but if you want to, let me know. I'll send you a link and you can jump in with us. We would love to hear you sing. I Will Survive. Actually, it's a pretty good song, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Joe, Mama says I sing the whole American Pie song when I. So they
get really clean.
You'll be there a while, but it will work.
That's also a phenomenal song. Song.
Yeah. Vicky says it's supposed to rain. We're actually supposed to get rain here over the next couple of days.
Actually, over like almost a whole next week. So yeah.
So Kevin, I'd really like to know if you're talking about the Joe Topless. Kevin, I'd like to know if you're talking about the Go Topless week that's happening. Hold on, I want to see. Let's see. Just wanted to get outside for camping. Don't own a Jeep. I got you. Okay, yeah. So, Kevin, I don't know. Are you? Yeah. So I'm guessing you're in San Antonio. Have you heard any updates on whether or not they're going to allow camping in the state parks at all? Latest updates that I have, I don't see where camping in the state parks in Texas anyway is viable, but they do let you go. You just got to leave.
I actually looked into that like about a week, 2 weeks ago, and even going on the Texas State Parks website to try and reserve a campsite, all of them are X'd out. They're not allowing you to reserve anything right now. Now, of course, it's been a week or two,
Yeah.
so but as far as I know, yeah, everything's still closed off. It's just day use still.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're hitting close to an hour, so I think we're going to wrap up this video, guys. And this is really cool. I kind of liked having being able to do this and not like stay on a specific topic. If that's something you guys are interested in, do me a favor, leave me some comments both on Facebook underneath this video as well as on YouTube. And guys, if you are joining us for the after play, definitely check us out on Facebook and YouTube at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time on Facebook, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time on YouTube. We do these streams live each and every Friday. Friday night, we change up the topics both on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And if you have a topic that you would like for us to talk about on either one of those episodes, definitely reach out on BubbasGarageTv. We'd love to have you join us on those episodes. We have the ability to plug you into these streams and join us and have a conversation with us. So do me a favor. If you have something you would like to talk about, definitely reach out at BubbasGarage.tv. Real quick, last comment. Kevin says they opened it for day use only for what I heard, but you still have to reserve your spot. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually reserve and pay and get your day pass online, but when it comes to actually trying to reserve campsites or cabins or anything like that, all of those are X'd off. You can't even reserve anything right now.
Yeah, and that's a disappointing fact that we kind of need to we need to be able to kind of like, but I don't want to call it boondock because we need to be able to camp overnight in one spot on our way out of the state of Texas. And so that's kind of what we're looking at. And plus we're looking at all the surrounding states because we're going to be all over the United States. So keeping our eyes out for that and where that may go. Thanks, Joe, for your comment. Joe Mama says, y'all are a great host. Enjoy the live chat. Thanks a bunch. That truly means a lot to us. And guys, keep in mind, if you miss one of these shows, that's okay. We have the videos out there, but even if you miss them, we also have our podcast on Google Podcasts. You can get to that from our website, or you can go to Google Podcast and do a search for Bubba's Garage TV. Guys, I hope you like this episode. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. Do me a favor, smash the crap out of the like button, and definitely hit the crap out of the subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell so that you get notifications when we go live next time. Guys, we're going to wrap it up right here, right now, tonight. So, guys, do me a favor. Have a good evening, and more importantly, stay safe. And until next time, we'll see you on the flip side. Good night, everybody.
Good night.